Thanks for clicking Weather on Demand. I'm meteorologist Sean Householder for UpperMichiganSource.com. Let's get right down to it. It's a busy start to the work week. Taking a look at the almanac from yesterday, and it was a record breaker. The high 92 degrees. That broke the old record of 88. It was originally set at 93, tied once again on yesterday's date last year. So we did break that record with 93, and we mixed that with the low, which was above average. We're about 16 degrees above what we would normally expect for yesterday's date. Now we do see some slight relief today, but it's still warm, plenty humid, still well above average through much of the work week. And we'll talk about an isolated thunderstorm on this Monday, and then the next disturbance works in with a lot of moisture. We'll see some heavy rain associated with that. And so it'll be another busy start to the workday on our Tuesday. National map, and well, that frontal boundary that we watched this morning is a big player this morning. Also watching the remnants of Tropical Storm Ivo, and that's creating a mess all up and down parts of the western United States, but it doesn't provide any relief for those wildfires that are burning. There was some flooding across parts of Las Vegas, and you can see all that moisture is just streaming northward. That'll end up getting caught into the westerlies. And guess what? That's going to play a role in our weather, too. All that tropical moisture, and with thunderstorms threatening, that could dump some heavy rain across the area. And around the Great Lakes, we got in on some heavy rain ourselves. Some storminess moved across all across the Upper Peninsula. Taking a closer look, though, as this is being recorded at the 8 o'clock hour, starting to dry out nicely on the back end of this system. We got reports of anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain in some of these areas. And like we see now, starting to dry out nicely, especially across parts of Copper Country and Keweenaw. Still seeing that pretty persistent cloud deck associated with that frontal boundary. And all but gone, those rain showers. First thing this morning, there were a number of downed trees, power lines, just temporary power outages, and some strong wind gusts up to 52 miles an hour. In some of those areas. Temperatures generally into the 60s, actually cooling down with all that rain-cooled air. We were reading into the 70s. It's 70 in Menominee and Escanaba at the 8 o'clock hour, 69 in Munising, Copper Harbor, Houghton Hancock, Florence Iron Mountain, all reading 69, 68 in places like Marquette, the Sioux, one of those 69ers. Lansing also reading 69, but it's 80 in Minneapolis this morning. Detroit feeling 67. Dew points, a measure of how much moisture is in the atmosphere, and as I'm sure you're familiar with this, dew points into the mid-60s. Well, that's rather uncomfortable. How about mid-70s for you? That's just oppressively warm, humid, uncomfortably so. And so we take a look at what's happening. Here's this frontal boundary, and it really doesn't make a whole lot of progress. It's trying to sink south, but then as we look at our Tuesday, this thing is still a player, and by then all this tropical moisture works in. And so those are some ingredients for some potentially strong thunderstorms, some gusty winds, hail, also a lot of cloud to ground lightning. And of course, the heavy rain is going to be the big weather impact tonight into our Tuesday morning. Let's talk about today and temperatures. As you can see, some slight relief. It'll be coolest in these basically the western half of the UP, still plenty warm inland into the western interior. Tonight, temperatures will stay into the 60s and, as you can see, 70s in some spots. So not a whole lot of relief as the sun goes down from the heat and humidity. Here's what we're watching today. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, so we clear out all that low-level moisture. We keep the threat for an isolated thunderstorm, though, especially across south, central, and eastern UP into this afternoon. Temperatures warmest into the western interior, upper 80s, low 90s. A little cooler looking east into the upper 70s, low 80s. And then tonight, temperatures stay into the 60s to around 70 in some spots. And again, the thunderstorm threat becomes more widespread. We'll see some strong storms, some heavy rainfall associated with that. We could see some flooding, minor flooding problems by this time on Tuesday. Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures into the 70s, low and mid 80s. Thunderstorms threatened throughout much of the day on our Tuesday. And on the TV 6-day forecast, some slight relief from the oppressive heat towards the end of the work week, but still all in all above average temperature wise. Continued hot and humid, and as you can see, periods of rain and storms continue to threaten into the weekend. Our best days look to be Wednesday and Thursday. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.